What's good, YouTube? Quinn Wade basketball analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. Today we gonna talk about the Toronto Raptors. Just because I made a couple videos about them this season, I didn't really talk about them that much. I didn't really, cover them that much because honestly, every year Toronto has a great regular season. They play good. They win 50 games. They finish in the top three teams in the East. They showed this year that they still one of the best teams. They can beat anybody on any given night, but they also show that they still struggle beating the Cleveland Cavaliers, especially because LeBron has embarrassed them. He has just embarrassed the whole entire Eastern Conference. Um, and it looks like he might do it again. And that's why I asked for the fans to be open minded because I'm not here to bash the Toronto Raptors. I'm not here to to criticize them to the point where it's hate. I'm just being real. And at the end of the day, this Raptors team has always been good to me. Dwane Casey, I always try to tell the Raptors fans they're going to have to get rid of him. Obviously, he's an older coach. He's an old school coach. He's still learning. He's still trying to evolve the team. But he's been the coach there for so many years, and the team has never did nothing but go to the Eastern Conference Finals, which is far, but that was years ago. And on top of that, not only did they do a new thing, which is finish number one in the East, which they most likely will do, but going against Boston, they lost, and then they was able to beat them. Going against Cleveland and losing those type of games where you want to send the NBA a message that y'all are not a team to quit, and at the end of the day, you want to send LeBron a message saying like we're here, we're not scared of you guys, we want to beat you guys, and we feel like we can beat you guys in the 7 game series. Remember, the Wizards said that the Cavaliers were scared to play them, and then they started getting beat by the Cavaliers. You have to walk the walk and talk the talk. If you want respect, you have to go out there, earn it. You have to go out there and get it. If you want somebody to believe in you, you got to start putting it together. You got to start doing it. Because anybody can talk, anybody can say something, anybody can, beef themselves up. But at the end of the day, you got to go out there and prove it so you can have people that actually believe in you. And the Raptors haven't been doing that. They've been beating up on bad teams. They've been competing with good teams, but they still haven't made that jump to superstardom. And what I mean by that is DeMar DeRozan has been one of the best NBA players in the league over the last couple years. But as you know, a lot of people don't put DeMar DeRozan in their top 10. Kyle Lowry has been one of the staples at the All-Star game since he has got to Toronto. But at the end of the day, when he comes to the playoffs, Kyle Lowry goes missing. We can't find him. We don't see him. And if he does be found, he doesn't play that well in the playoffs. And so do DeMar DeRozan. He shoots a low percentage when it comes to playoff basketball. He still can score. He still can take over every once in a while. But it takes him a lot of shots, which is a hard 30, a hard 25, which means you're taking a lot of shots and you're missing them, but you're working for those buckets. And Toronto looks like they did last year and the year before. They look amazing. They playing good defense. They playing good offense. They're moving the ball. They're trusting DeMar DeRozan to make plays, not for himself, but for everybody. Kyle Lowry took a step back. He's still an all-star player. He's knocking down threes. He's getting to the paint. But when they needed Kyle Lowry to step up, he struggled against the Cavaliers. And that's the team you have to beat. At the end of the day, when it comes to the Eastern Conference, all you have to do is beat Cleveland. If you can beat the Cleveland Cavaliers, you basically go to the finals. Because if you have enough confidence, if you show up and beat the team, you basically have to go against the Wizards, the injured, beat up Celtics, and then the Sixers. And if I was Toronto, I feel like with Serge Ibaka, Jonas Valanciunas, Jakob Poeltl, we have players like Van Fleet and Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan. I feel like we can compete with any team in the East, but the goal is to beat Cleveland. Whoever beats Cleveland has the best shot at going to the NBA Finals because that's the team to beat in the East. They're the Eastern Conference champions until they're dethroned. And they haven't been dethroned by the Raptors or any other team in the last couple years. So if you really want, like Ric Flair, if you want to be the man, you got to beat the man. And every time it's time for the Toronto Raptors to beat the man. They end up beating themselves by having bad games or not showing up enough in the whole 48 minutes. And I feel like that's any team in the East. It takes 48 minutes to win a game and sometimes overtime. If you're not going out there blowing somebody out like the Wizards was doing, the game ain't over until that clock say zero. And, if I'm a basketball player, like I used to play basketball, if I'm putting my shoes on with any team, I have confidence that we can beat anybody unless I wouldn't be playing with them. And LeBron feels like, hey, we're down by 13, 15. I still think we can win this game. He had composure. He had poise. He kept playing. He wasn't stressed. He wasn't rushing. And next, they beat the Wizards. So you got to beat this man for 48 minutes. You have to play hard. You have to want it. You got to want to fight. You got to want to throw the first punch. You got to want to go out there and show off, show your ass a little bit. And honestly, I don't have a problem with that. But this Raptors team, if they don't make it to the finals, it's a failure. You can't continue to win as many games as they do and continue to come up short. The goal for this team is to win the championship. The goal is not to make the playoffs. The goal is not to make the number one seed. The goal is to win the championship. They did that already. They're the number one seed this year. They won 50 games multiple years. They made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. They did all that stuff already. They have to go out there and get a ring. And I don't know what the problem is. Maybe DeMar DeRozan ain't good enough. Maybe Kyle Lowry is not the best second option. Maybe he's better as a third option. I don't know what the problem is. We thought DeMarre Carroll would give them that spot up shooter and that person that can defend the threes and let DeMar DeRozan just, worry more about offense. That didn't work because he went out. Now they got a deeper bench, and that's not working probably either. We don't know until the playoffs start and if they lose. So I like their confidence. I like how they're going out there trying to, win every game as they can, like it's their last game. But at the end of the day, if they don't beat the Cavaliers, if they don't come out the East this season, to me, and I'm not a Raptors fan, is a failure because they have already went to the Eastern Conference Finals. So the only goal for them is to win the ring. And I feel like talent wise, they have one of the best rosters in the NBA. And if you have two all-star players like DeMar and Kyle Lowry, that's a backcourt, that's a duo, and they're one of the better duos in the league when it comes to the regular season. But at the end of the day, the way it looks is like they're going to get to the Eastern Conference Finals because they're going to play a weak Bucks or Wizards team. They really lost against the Wizards because Paul Pierce hit some clutch buckets. They was in both of those, and they was in the whole series. It just they had got sniped up by Paul Pierce. He hit big shots. He made big plays. John Wall trusted his teammates, and shots was falling. So, that's unfortunate, but it's part of the game. Anybody in the NBA can play. Anybody in the NBA can get hot. Anybody in the NBA, has a skill set. So, at the end of the day, Paul Pierce stepped up when they needed him, and they lost that series, so you got to move on. But at this time, the Raptors are playing against themselves. If they're not going out there, beating what they have already done, it's a failure for them. But I still like the roster. I still like the team. I'm not a Dwane Casey guy. But eventually it's either, Uzziah, he has done everything he has done. He has went out there and got the players he thought can fit. He has traded for Serge Ibaka, a rim protector, a good stretch for a glue guy forward that can shoot the ball, shoot the three, and protect the paint and give you a little bit of rebounding. They have upgraded their bench. They upgraded their talent. They have drafted decently. And at the end of the day, it's put up or shut up. At the end of the day, you have to go out there and do it, and they haven't been able to do that. So that's the moral of the story. DeMar DeRozan is still one of the best players in the league. Kyle Lowry obviously is one of the best players in the league. Great players do have bad games. LeBron had a bad game a couple weeks ago when he had 16 points. So, you're not going to dominate. You're not going to, have a crazy game every once in a while. I remember one game, DeMar DeRozan had 9 points. So, you have to rely on your teammates. You have to stay unified with them. You have to trust them defensively. You got to trust them offensively. And I feel like they have been doing the right things to build up that consistency. They have changed the way they played. They have became a solid rotation and help defensive team. And they have, changed the way that we perceive Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan. And At the end of the day, they're going in the right direction. I don't know if they need another please. I don't know if they need a superstar. I just know that they're not doing what they have to do with the talent that they have. I can't really judge them fully because the playoffs haven't started yet. But let me know what you guys think about the Toronto Raptors. Do you think this team is going to be a bluff? Do you think this team is going to lose again to LeBron? Do you think they get to the Eastern Conference Finals because they're number one seed? They got the easiest path to go to the Eastern Conference Finals because they was able to get that number one seed, it looks like. So do you think, yeah, they're the Raptors, they play great, they can beat anybody. If they can beat the Heat, the Bucks, or, the Wizards, they can just continue to go down because they wouldn't have to play the Sixers. So at the end of the day, I like the team. I like the way they play this year. I like what they represent right now, but they have to put up and shut up. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description in the comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description, comment section below. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm gone.